Hello, Twisted Crone. I'm here today, and it's definitely a cold and rainy day where I am. And I'm just going to take a quick break here. I'm actually working in my studio here today. Sewing. That's what I'm doing. Preparing for Christmas. Yay! I love Christmas. And especially I love Christmas in October. I seem to make a lot of people angry with Christmas in October. And I get tired of apologizing. But I make custom ordered goods. And I can't do it in 5 minutes. So if somebody wants something for Christmas, I have to sell it ahead of time. Anyway, enough of that. I'm here taking a break from sewing. And actually I just sat up here, came in here to get my tray. This is my tray. It's, you know, see, woo! I go from a sewing studio, boom, to my smoking tray. Anyway, so I'm going to adjust the light if I can. There we go. I think that's better. Anyway, I'm going to clean my bowl while I do this little quick croak and toke here, because I really need to clean it. It looks a little bit ugh. And that's leftovers from this morning, so I'm actually gonna, you know, tap that out a bit and make sure it's clean. Yeah, it's dead. So anyway, that's what I'm about to do. I'm gonna clean this out and then take another toke while I'm just recording this little second round of a disclaimer, which is what I'm doing here with this today's round 2. Boom! Oh, I don't know how I get a boom. Pardon me. Yeah, that's what happens when you hit a bowl full of ashes. Anyway, so I dig my little filter out of there. And I think I'm gonna have to dig this little screen out and clean it. That's what I was proposing to do. And so that's what I'm doing here now. Anyway, yes, I'm making another disclaimer. Because of people trolling on my video and a couple videos, and I've actually deleted a couple and deleted a few people too. I just have some trolls. Ooh, trolls, love trolls. Love those trolls. If they didn't have troll things to say, then I probably wouldn't have anything to complain about. I'm going to burn this screen off here with my trusty Dorchy French cafe. I guess it is. It's actually for making creme brulees, which I don't make, but I do use this handy torch for virtually everything in my studio. I melt plastic with it. I heat up tools with it. I do plenty with it. And in this case, I'm burning off my screen. Yes, that's what I'm gonna do. But anyhow, back to my original goings on. Yes, I have a little list. See, I made a list. Here's my list. My list of what I wanna, my disclaimers from the trolls on my videos. So the very first one goes back to the Twisted Crone. Yes, I understand that it's not really quite that anonymous, that you can easily find me. Okay, then more power to you. That it wasn't really my intention to be hiding from anybody. It was merely in fun and in gesture, and that's pretty much where it stands. It does thwart the efforts of somebody who doesn't have the energy to pursue looking for me in case they want to string me up for something I've said. I've come across quite a few people who were very nasty about several things on my videos. Everything from the way I talk to how dirty my kitchen was. Anyhow, so today's number one is yes, I understand that Twisted Crone is a pseudonym, and it's just for my web productions. So, there you go. Anyway, then the second one, which I want to proclaim here because it was actually more than one, exclamation of, the reason I am hiding is and not showing myself and only my hands. They claim their disclaim on it, or whatever you want to call it, their trolling juice on that was that I'm fat, and that's why I'm hiding. So yes, I'm fat. Woo, I'm fat. You busted me. Woohoo, I'm fat. Oh yeah, that's it. That's what it is. It's all about that. So yes, I'm fat. I'm old too, in case that one comes. I'm fat and I'm old, which kind of, goes along with the thing why I'm a senior advocate for cannabis use. Senior. It's not high school senior. It's senior as in senior citizens like me. I'm old enough to know better, and I still like doing it. Okay, so I'm going to run a quick little piece of paper towel through that. It's kind of nasty. So, yes, I did get me a little piece of paper towel, and I am going to turn it into a cleaning instrument with the squirt of some good old-fashioned rubbing alcohol. This is what I use to clean my stuff. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Goes in there. A few twists around. Fresh as a daisy. And same thing. Put it in there. Twist it around. Get all those nubbies out of there. Don't like that. Do not like the tar and carbon built up in there. It really does make for such a harsh experience. So I generally clean my bowl every morning. This morning I did not, because what had happened was last night I actually ended up going to bed with a pretty cherry bowl. So when I woke up this morning, I was very reluctant to throw away what was essentially 3/4 of a bowl, and I didn't want to waste it. So I actually smoked a brown bowl this morning. Ew. Not my normal. I normally try to basically end the day at the end of a pipe so that I can get it all fresh and clean the next morning, because I don't like, let me go one more round with that. So I'm just gonna tear a little piece of the napkin, paper towel. I understand it's not really a napkin. And I'm going to a little bit of rubbing alcohol and finish doing it a once over just to make sure it's all fresh and clean. Ooh, I like that squeak. Doesn't that squeak sound good? It does to me. Anyway, so just about done with this. Anyway, so yes, that's the number one disclaimer. Yes, I'm fat. And I'm old. That's not really why I am not showing myself on the camera. I like to do this way because it started out as a fluke mostly, because the camera I had would short every time anybody tried to move it. The webcam. I don't have that webcam anymore, and the webcam I do have now freezes up my computer. So anyway, it's a roundabout thing. I've had worst gremlins in the world for cameras. I have camera gremlins, some kind of bedevilment, a jinx, something on me about cameras. In fact, I'm recording this right now on my famous camera that sounds and acts like I'm using an 8mm camera. Anyway, so I started out that I was in the situation where I needed a point of view, a fixed point of view. Decided my hands were what I was focusing on because I wanted to have people pay attention to what I was doing, not my lips moving. And then somebody mentioned that it was like Mr. Wilson, except for with my hands and not my eyes, so I really kind of like that. And so then it slowly, gradually became where it was just, I'm going to do it because now I like it that way. Anyway, so yeah, this is my hand. This is my hand. Get over it. So, moving on to the next thing. Well, the next thing that is the complaint was the woman that wants me to burn in hell because she thinks I'm advocating to children to smoke pot or something. I'm not quite sure exactly what the accusation was, other than I was going to burn in hell for using marijuana and for advocating that it was medicine. And so, look at me. I've lost my little screen. I don't know what I did with it. I had it here. I cleaned it. I sat it to the side. I wonder if you can see it and I can't. Now it's just going to make me crazy. Well, I guess I'll find it another day. I don't know. I flattened it out. I cleaned it. It was quite lovely. Well, luckily, I have another one. I actually keep a little supply of these little screens here because I don't use them very long. I usually only clean them once or twice and then get a new screen because it really doesn't fit very well after you've cleaned it a couple of times. The little edges where the wires are here start straggling out and it won't fit cleanly down into the bowl area. So since I'm going to make a new screen now, having lost the last one, actually kind of burn off any factory greases that may have accumulated or been on there because it's run through the factory. So I like to burn off any of that. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my screen back in here. Push it lightly till it clicks. Boom, look at that. And then I'm going to put one of my little handy dandy filters in the other end. Yep, I do this every single bowl. I change the little paper filter out. That's another whole story. And it takes quite a hand to get it to spread out just right. There you go. You can't really see that, but yeah, it's in there. Screen, filter, I'm good. So anyway, back to the accusation. Yes, I'm not advocating for children to use marijuana, and I'm not saying that it's, I don't know what I'm saying. All I'm saying is, look, I live in California. I have my 215. I'm not doing anything illegal, and I'm advocating for old people to use cannabis instead of all the pills. That's my advocation. That's what I'm after. That's what I'm always going on about. Is that this is better than pills. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about anybody's kids. Okay, so then I'm going to go ahead and put some juice in my bowl. I'm still working on what I fixed up the other day. I don't go on too much about different strains or whatever. And since I have the same strain for a considerable amount of time, it's usually just a matter of, you know, bread. This is my bread and butter. This is bread butter? No, this is my bread. Yeah, okay, whatever. This is what I do every day. This is a mix, a blend of several kinds, and so I grind it. Ta-da! On my handy dandy grinder. Boom, 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 boom. And I put it in here and I mix it up. So what I'm going to do, is just put a little bit in my bowl. I spend way too much time perfecting what I call the 3-hit bowl. I don't like to pack the bowl tight, so I just want to put it in there loosely. And then I kind of tap off anything extra, and then slightly round the edges inward so that when I strike it with a fire, it burns it a little evenly. That's it. I don't want to pack it down, and I actually see just the tiniest little stem in there, and I don't want a stick. I'm like Snoop Dogg. I don't like any sticks. No sticks, no stems, no seeds. I don't know if anybody's seen the Snoop Dogg and Martha Stewart video, but it's one of my favorite, where they're making brownies. And it's so obvious that Martha Stewart knows what Snoop Dogg's talking about. And so they just keep perpetuating it as they're going through the monologue, mixing the brownies. And he says no sticks, no stems, no seeds. Pardon me. A little bit of, it's cold here today. It's cold where I am. Anyway. So, no sticks, no stems, no seeds. That's my rule. And I don't like to leave my little container open. Clearing the airways because I'm about to hit this Primo first hit right here, which always tastes the best. Okay. Mmm. Tastes delicious. Okay, so then back onto the, come on, somebody said, I love this. I'm doing a whole show that is just a rebuttal to trolls. Okay, so the next point was, what's the point? I don't have one. I don't have a point. there's no point to me making these videos other than I want to. I'm not getting paid. Be nice if I did, but I'm not. And so this is just me. This is my opinions. This is what I'm doing. All the things about me. Yes, it's narcissistic. Yes, I understand that I'm not creating some kind of educational, life-altering type of video. I'm not trying to. I'm just trying to show that in all my videos. All I'm trying to do is show that cannabis smokers are not all swinging from the chandeliers, eating themselves into a coma, drooling on themselves. All those pictures that reefer madness, marijuana madness causes, the insanity surrounding cannabis use, as if, you know, because I'm smoking cannabis, I'm suddenly, you know, going to eat your children and rape your dog. And so my videos, the only point of my videos is to show that I'm not eating children and raping dogs. So, trying to be productive, trying to be creative, trying to use what I can. I am disabled, and it is really hard for me to do some certain things. And I do use cannabis as my medication, because on the other medications that I am prescribed, such as a cocktail of, you know, Vicodin and Flexeril and Valium and Neurontin and all these other drugs, then I can't function. I'm like a potato. I have the functionability of a potato on those drugs. And on cannabis, I am at least able to have a life, to continue doing something, albeit slower and with much more effort. I'm at least able to put the effort out there to do something with the cannabis instead of all the prescription drugs. I've done away with 7/10 that's an odd number of my prescriptions. I only use 2 or 3 prescriptions now on occasion. And only a couple that I use, you know, all the time. And so I am just advocating. This show is not about anything except for me. If it bothers you, if it disturbs you, if you don't like it, please find somebody else's videos to troll. Other than that, love it. I'll answer any questions. If you ask me a question, I will answer. Well, I'll try. Okay, I won't say that. I will give it consideration to answer it, either on air or privately if you ask me to, because I actually had somebody before ask me to answer things privately because they didn't want anybody to know they were asking cannabis information. So anyway, that's what I wanted to touch bases on. Those are my disclaimers for today. Answering. So I'm going to take another hit because the last one was so good, and it's time, and I'm just about done here. Good stuff. Okay, well, that's pretty much all I wanted to say today. This is my twisted Croak and Toke for this wonderful October day, and I'm gonna call that peace out, and have a wonderful hallowed season. And I'm gonna toke to that.